Yo, what's up, guys? I have a I have a special episode here. Um, I have a very. It's a special. I want to say it's a special word for me because if you are a decent human being, you should be outraged on what the left is doing right now at Charlie Kirk's funeral. Well, it was yesterday, but the point still stands. They're protesting his funeral, and then they're crying free speech when they're being held accountable and when they're being told that's wrong. So I'm going to imitate the average leftist because I want you guys to know what these people are actually doing. He's a hateful bigot. He's a hateful bigot. Oh, no. You can't say what I'm doing is illegal. It's free speech, right? Free speech. That's what the average Democrat is doing in this country. Crying free speech when they're being told what they're doing is wrong. Kind of what I was talking about yesterday. Pull yourself out of that. Because at the end of the day, no one can pull yourself out of this except yourself. Now, what concerns me, and that's why I want this to be short, you see them storm clouds behind me, right? Yeah, those storm clouds are exactly why I'm trying to hurry this up. Because I think those are storm clouds. They look like them, and they probably will be one. Back to what I was saying. I don't care if you're on the left, right, center left, center right, left wing, right wing. I'm right wing if you want to know where I stand. I'm more right wing because I'm not moderate. I'm not right moderate, and I'm not right. I'm not kind of right. I'm pretty much right wing. Because I'm just telling you right now, and I'm warning you ahead of time. The next time someone that is part of the right, if another Republican speaker or another Republican political activist gets shot, I'm just going to go full throttle into the right-wing party. I'm being completely honest. I might become a right-wing extremist because how do I not get how? Every single time something like this happens, it creates more right-wing extremists. Democrats claim that they claim that there's too much right-wing extremists in this country. Yet they endorse things that actually make more right-wing extremists. And I feel the rain, so we're going inside to finish this talk. I feel the rain. It's pouring right now, bro. I'm going to talk, but I'm going to go over there because I want to grab my Mountain Dew, so I'm going to be back. But I'm going to continue talking because I have the microphone in my hand. But I'm not going to stay silent. I'm not going to stay silent when there's left-wing morons protesting someone's funeral. Like, what in the world, bro? What in the world is going on inside of your mind? Like, let's be for real here. For you to protest someone's funeral, it literally takes a lot of nerve. A lot of nerve to protest someone's funeral. To the fact that I'm outraged what the left is doing, because you cannot say I'm a Christian and then vote Democrat, because that just tells me that you don't actually know the Bible. The Bible condemns killing, yet people still support abortion. The Bible condemns murder, And it actually says, you shall not kill in the Bible. You shall not kill. In other words, you cannot take a life. You cannot take a life of a human being. You cannot go get an abortion and then show up in church and act like you're 100% fine. No. And a lot of times, we have far left extremists and left-wing idiots that aren't very well educated, like Dean Withers. The guy's so dishonest. Like, the guy just says whatever he wants to make it stick. Dean Withers says whatever he wants. He just makes something up and then just tries to make it stick. The guy doesn't even try to be honest. The guy just spouts nonsense everywhere he goes. I mean, the guy don't even debate people. He just kicks people off his live half the time. Because if someone's actually intelligent, they actually kick him off the live, which is nearly all the time. Dean Withers debates people that aren't politically active. I made a video, and I tagged Dean Withers, and I told Dean Withers to debate me. He hasn't got back with me yet, because the guy that clearly doesn't want to debate me, because I'm actually intelligent, and I'm actually will be a political active person. And just to put another thing out there, do you really think especially a lot of these left-wing journalists online, especially David Muir, do you really think when the camera turns off that he's who he says he is? No. David Muir, as soon as ABC shuts off, as soon as the cameras go off, he's a complete different person. Heck, the guy probably vote. The guy might not even vote, for all we know. David Muir isn't exactly the guy that is a credible person. We all know he's been docked for misinformation. But we can always bring up the fact that California's governor, Gavin Newsom, was literally tried to sue Fox News for misinformation and lost the case. Like, what the heck? And then he tried to say it was rigged. Oh, it's called being honest. Something Gavin Newsom isn't. Now, well, I'm going to get up for a few minutes, so, because you can't claim to be educated and then vote for a party you can't physically back up. Every single time, somebody has told me they voted Democrat. Why? Because their parents told them to vote Democrat? That's all I hear. I voted Democrat because I was told to vote Democrat because everyone else around me voted Democrat. Same goes for the Republican Party. If you're voting for the Republican Party because everyone else around you is, then that's clearly not an educated standpoint. You need to be educated because Charlie Kirk was 100% educated. He was an educated Republican, and that's why the left hates him so much, because he's educated. The left hates educated people. So if you're being insulted and if you're being verbally assaulted by a Democrat, that's how you know you're on the right track. Democrats hate honesty. Democrats hate anyone with the brain. Democrats hate Christian values because they keep voting against. Democrats vote against putting the Bible into schools. If you claim to support Christianity, but you stand against putting the Ten Commandments in schools, then where are you? You're obviously not a true Christian. If you stand against what Jesus taught, then you're not a true Christian. A true Christian is standing up for what Christ taught us. Christ taught us abortion is wrong, plain and simple. And honestly, I go as far as saying I want a national ban on abortion. Abortions are never medically necessary, despite what the left says. Because the left tries to say that if a 10-year-old gets raped, or if a 10-year-old gets pregnant, they need to have an abortion. First of all, why would a 10-year-old be having sex? That's my first question. Second of all, 10-year-olds should not be having sex. Third of all, the parent should be protecting their child. And if a parent cannot protect their child, or if a parent rapes their child, then obviously that's when CPS gets involved. CPS are the ones that are responsible for that. If a parent rapes their child, then it's CPS, not the doctors. A 10-year-old should not be having sex, nor a 10-year-old should not be getting pregnant. Besides, you can't even get pregnant until you're 12 anyway. You can't even get, girls can't even get pregnant unless they're on their menstrual cycle. That's just the truth. Not everybody can get pregnant. Only women can. We learn it in high school. We learn it in health class. In health class, in every single textbook, it says women, when women give birth. It doesn't say people who identify as a woman. It doesn't cater to those who are fragile to their own gender. It says black and white, any women who give birth. Women. It says women. Born women at birth, then you are a woman. If you're born a male, then you are male at birth. Male at birth, you're a male no matter how many surgeries you get. See, this is why I'm against gender-affirming surgery. This is a hypothetical situation, but this is a real-life scenario. It's happened countless times. If you're a parent watching this, and I advise you to listen to me right now. What if your child in your locker room is trying to change their clothes, and she's a girl. A girl is trying to undress herself in a locker room where she is trying to feel comfortable, where she is trying to, whatever she needs to do, whatever girls do in private, it's none of it's none of anyone else's business, and it's certainly none of your business. So if a woman, she gets undressed in a locker room, why would a trans woman, why would someone that's male at birth transition into female, go into a women's locker room to see what they're doing? It's happened countless times. Can't deny the truth. Democrats don't like the truth because Democrats oppose what's real. Democrats run their campaigns, and everything they run on is literally ran on the exact same thing. They're delusional. Democrat logic. You could be any gender you want. But somehow I can't identify as a gun and shoot someone. Just putting that out there. Can I identify as a gun and shoot somebody? Because I know many people that I would identify as a gun and shoot. Okay, I'm not going to name names, but I'm just saying I know people who I would have identified as a gun and shot. Just putting that out there. Just to wake some people up from this delusion. Just because I don't care how many surgeries you get, you're still the same gender. You know, if a woman walks up to me and says they're a man because they got gender affirming surgery, I'm still going to call them a woman. I'm still going to call that person a woman. Once a woman, always a woman. Can't change it. If you're born whatever gender you want. Can't change it. Common sense, not hate. The fact that hate is now called common sense. The The fact that people call common sense hate is crazy. It tells you the exact delusion we're up against. And the fact that Charlie Kirk stood for everything I was saying. Charlie Kirk has said multiple times that we should not allow trans people in other locker rooms. We shouldn't allow trans people in the opposite locker room. You know, we need to start going by what's on your birth certificate. We need to start going off on what's on your birth certificate. If you have a M on your birth certificate, then you are a male and you belong in the men's locker room, and you will never be allowed in the women's locker room, no matter how many surgeries you get. It's happened multiple times. Nowhere, and no one who has a brain can ever say that it is okay for a trans person to go into a locker room that's not their gender at birth. But no. Trans women are still women. Trans men are still men. And vice versa. And vice versa. And vice versa. Sorry to break your little heart, but I'm just speaking the truth. The Bible says God created them man and women. I don't see non-binary in there. I don't see all the other bull nonsense in there. I only see male and female. Last but not least, before I end this, I'm going to say one thing and one thing only. You can hate me, you can wish me death threats, but let me tell you something. It's only going to show me that I'm speaking the truth. I'm not saying what's popular. I'm saying what needs to be said. Charlie Kirk passed away, not with a gun in his hand, not with a weapon in his hand, not with a knife in his hand, but Charlie Kirk passed away with a microphone in his hand. He wanted dialogue. He wanted open dialogue. He didn't want to silence the other party. The Democrats silenced Republicans. Democrats were shooting conservatives and killing conservatives and assassinating conservatives. It's okay when Democrats do it. It's okay when Democrats do it. But when Charlie Kirk gets assassinated, it's all of a sudden, okay. Okay? Be completely honest with yourself here. It's a double standard. Democrats would have no standards if it wasn't for their double standards. I'm saying what needs to be said. That's just the truth. Don't like what I'm saying? Tough. Get over it. But at the end of the day, someone's got to speak the truth. I mean, somebody has got to speak the truth. Hate me, love me, whatever. But this is your special word from Andrew. Bye. Bye.